There are 9 names on this list. Every single one of them was once a household name and Oscar winner, a chart-topping artist, a face on primetime television. Right now, every one of them is sitting in a prison cell, and most of the industry that made them famous has gone completely silent about it. We're counting down from 9 to 1. Every entry is a real, currently incarcerated person, verified as of this video's published date, with their real sentence and real release date where one exists. Number 9. Corey Miller. Corey Miller, known by his stage name C Murder, was a fixture of the No Limit Records roster in the late 90s, part of one of the most commercially dominant Southern hip-hop labels of the era, and the brother of label founder Master P. In 2009, he was convicted of the 2002 shooting death of a teenager outside a Louisiana nightclub. He's serving a life sentence at Louisiana State Penitentiary. His conviction has been upheld on appeal as recently as 2023, and he has exhausted his standard appeals with no release prospects. The label that once put his name on platinum records rarely mentions him at all now. Miller's case has been appealed and denied for over a decade.
Your name's what?
C Murder.
What'd you name yourself C Murder for?
You know me, I grew up in the Project Callio.
I've seen a lot of it.
I've seen a lot of it. So, I just...
Oh, it makes me so sick.
Yeah.
How old were you when you saw your first murder?
Probably about 10.
Number 8. Michael Jace. Michael Jace built a steady character actor career, including a starring role as a police officer on the FX drama The Shield and a small part in Forrest Gump. In 2014, he shot and killed his wife, April Jace, during a domestic dispute at their home. He was convicted of second-degree murder in 2016 and sentenced to 40 years to life. He remains incarcerated at Corcoran State Prison in California, with parole eligibility not arriving until 2056, meaning, at 60 years old at sentencing, he is likely to spend the rest of his life behind bars. His old shows still air in reruns. His name almost never comes up alongside them anymore. Jace's television career quietly vanished from the conversation the day he was convicted.
Anything. I realize it does not bring her back, and it doesn't help. But it would seem to me to matter that the facts of what happened be brought about and be dealt with in a forthright manner.
Hey, I'm Joe Exotic, otherwise known as the Tiger King, the gay, gun-carrying redneck with a
Joseph Maldonado Passage, known worldwide as Joe Exotic after Netflix's Tiger King became a pandemic-era phenomenon in 2020, was convicted the year before that documentary aired of 2 counts of attempted murder for hire, targeting Big Cat Sanctuary owner Carol Baskin, along with multiple wildlife trafficking and killing charges. He's serving a 21-year federal sentence at a medical facility in Fort Worth, Texas, reduced slightly from an original 22 years on medical grounds. A 2022 request for compassionate release due to cancer was denied. The documentary that made him a global meme never actually got him out of prison. It just meant millions of people learned his name for a crime spree that had already put him there. Number 6. Josh Duggar. Josh Duggar was the eldest son on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, presenting his family's conservative Christian lifestyle to a national audience for years. In 2021, he was convicted on federal charges of receiving and possessing child sexual abuse material. He was sentenced in 2022 to more than 12 years in federal prison and remains incarcerated, with a projected release in the early 2030s and strict supervised release conditions to follow. TLC pulled the family's programming from its lineup, and Duggar's name is now almost entirely absent from the network that built his public identity. Duggar's entire public persona was built on family television, and it's television that erased him fastest.
On protection of Black women, and it's just so unlike me. And I've never really had a chance to express that, but you can look at my criminal record. I don't have one. I never had one, and I feel like, that connotation that I would do anything of this monstrous proportion is just, it's completely incorrect and it's wrong.
And was a commercially successful rapper and singer when, in July 2020, he shot fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion in the feet following an altercation after a party. He publicly denied it for years, releasing an entire album addressing the allegations while maintaining his innocence. In December 2022, a jury convicted him on 3 felony counts, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm. He was sentenced in 2023 to 10 years in California State Prison and remains incarcerated at the California Men's Colony, with parole eligibility not arriving until around 2029. He continues to release music from behind bars, but most of the industry that once collaborated with him keeps its distance now. Number 4. Marion Suge Knight. Suge Knight co-founded Death Row Records in the 1990s and was one of the most powerful and feared figures in the music industry. In 2015, he ran over 2 men with his truck on a film set, killing one of them. He pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 28 years in prison. He remains incarcerated at R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility in California, with parole not possible until October 2034, and his repeated legal challenges to overturn the sentence have all failed as recently as 2025. Almost nobody in the industry he once controlled brings his name up voluntarily anymore.
See, technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS. Yeah. And then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
that seems bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Number 3. Robert Sylvester Kelly. R. Kelly was one of the best-selling R&B artists of his generation for over 2 decades, even as allegations about his conduct with underage girls circulated for nearly that entire time without consequence. In 2021, a federal jury in New York convicted him on racketeering charges tied to running a criminal enterprise that recruited women and underage girls for sexual exploitation. He was sentenced to 30 years. A separate Chicago federal case the following year added child pornography and enticement convictions. He remains incarcerated at a federal prison in North Carolina, with a projected release date currently listed as January 2046, when he would be nearly 80 years old. His legal team has an active clemency request pending, seeking a sentence commutation rather than a full pardon, though the White House has publicly characterized the filing as one of many routine public submissions rather than something under serious consideration.
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and seeing things on the blogs, and I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing that disturb you most?
Oh my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house, handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one.
Number 2. Sean Diddy Combs. Sean Combs, known as Diddy, built Bad Boy Records into one of the most commercially dominant labels in hip-hop history, and was for decades one of the most powerful people in the entertainment industry. In 2024, he was charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, following allegations centered on what prosecutors described as coercive freak-off parties. A 2025 jury acquitted him of the racketeering and sex trafficking charges, but convicted him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution under the Mann Act. He was sentenced to 50 months in federal prison and remains incarcerated at FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey, with a current projected release date in early 2028, a date that has already shifted multiple times due to both good behavior credit and a reported prison altercation. Combs built an empire in an industry that reportedly saw warning signs for years before any of it became public record.
I just wanted to say that I'm not angry, but I'm angry at the system. My situation was transactional, looking back at it. I just want to say something very clearly. I believe women should be heard, but I'm wrongfully convicted. You know what I mean? And right now, I'm not convicted. I'm on a retrial. An appeal overturned my conviction. But justice demands a clear, honest look at each case. And I am here for fairness and the truth.
Harvey produced or distributed some of the most acclaimed films of the 1990s and 2000s: Pulp Fiction, Shakespeare in Love, Good Will Hunting While, according to investigative reporting first published in 2017, sexually assaulting and harassing colleagues for decades, protected by an industry that reportedly knew and stayed quiet. That reporting triggered the global Me Too movement. His original 2020 New York conviction was overturned on appeal in 2024 over a procedural issue, and he is currently being held at Rikers Island awaiting a retrial that began in April 2026. A separate 2022 California conviction for rape and sexual assault, carrying a 16-year sentence, was upheld by an appeals court as recently as June 2026 and remains in effect regardless of how the New York retrial concludes. He is currently in custody either way. 9 names. 9 careers the industry once protected, funded, or simply looked away from. And the one that finally forced the whole industry to answer for it is the one still sitting in a cell today, waiting to find out exactly how much longer that's going to last. What connects almost every name on this list isn't just the crime, it's how long the industry around them either didn't know, didn't ask, or knew and said nothing anyway. Some of these convictions came within months of the public allegations. These are real, current convictions and real, currently active sentences, not rumors, not old news being recycled. If one of these surprised you, or if you think we missed someone who deserves to be on a future version of this list, tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe while you're at it.